you can do anything you want in the world. You just have to want it.
Yeah.
You can make manifesting it even works. I manifested everything I wanted to do. It's just like manifesting is actually real. I actually believe in it. I thought about it to the point where I became totally obsessed with it. And I thought of nothing else besides that, 'cause I wanted to get it done. If I mentioned it to like a friend or family member, like, I'm going to write this. Yeah, sure you are. Oh, no, say, bet against me, dude. No, let's go.
All right, welcome back to the 1% Better podcast. Today we have on Dominick Coia. Dominick, welcome.
What's going on? Happy to be here.
Very happy to have you today. So, founder and CEO of Filthy Gains, patent inventor, semi-pro football player, creator and owner of your Instagram and YouTube channel, where you inspire a global community of fitness enthusiasts to transform their lives. You're also an author as well. The author of Let's Get Shredded Before Summer and Adventures of Terry the Tuna.
Yeah, that was a little kid's
which book. I love that name, and which we're going to get into, showcasing just your unique ability to combine fitness, expertise, and creative storytelling. Your journey really is a testament and positivity towards empowering others. Dominick, welcome to the 1% Better podcast again.
Thank you.
So, that's my little bit of homework that I did. What about your journey in your own words?
Well, I don't know. With the fitness stuff, probably started back when I was younger. My dad was really into fitness. He was a former Marine. I used to watch him at the gym and outside lifting, and he taught me a little bit here and there. And then I got into like sports with that high school. Started lifting there, went to the Navy, really got into it, got out of the Navy, went to college, got even into it more, maybe for the wrong reasons, kind of like just kick some girls kind of deal, like gym bro deals, but then it worked. I got my wife, so that kind of worked.
Yep.
And then after that, it just started I started to become obsessed with it because with the lifting, you get bigger muscles, you get more attention, but that your confidence goes up and you start feeling better about yourself. You're more active and like, you just feel better. And I started doing it to get looks from girls.
Yeah.
Actually, now I'm at the gym and I get more guys coming up to me saying, look, how do you do this exercise? Oh, dude, you look great. This is cool. I'm like, well, kind of works. It's kind of weird now. I'm like, oh, well, 43 years old. I'm getting like high school dudes coming up like, yo, what's up, bro? I'm like, what's going on? I don't know. But it's just, when I was younger, it was like really skinny, kind of get picked on a little bit. And then I was like, nah, screw that. I don't want that anymore. Then I just started working out, and then I started doing the supplements, and then other stuff, and then you just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you get more obsessed, and then you start getting that body dysmorphia thing where like you look in the mirror and you see the skinny guy, but in reality you're 6 foot 230 pounds. You look, like Bosa on the 49ers,
right?
But then when in your head you look like this shriveled up little 120 pound guys, and then it takes you over your mind. And you just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then it's like an obsession.
I'm curious just about the journey with that. Obviously, the gym has done tons of things for me as well. Like you mentioned, it builds motivation. It builds momentum. I think it builds character too, and discipline, which is a huge thing in my life, like getting back on my journey and recovery as well, staying disciplined with whatever I'm doing. Talk to me just about the inspiration behind your book, Let's Get Shredded Before Summer, and how the gym and everything played a part in that and creating that book, because not every day people become authors, and I'm always very curious about people's reasons behind creating a book.
Yeah. It's not easy. You're the only, I think, other author I personally know.
Likewise.
Yeah. So writing a book is almost like, it's like drawing, it's like painting a painting or writing a song. It's an art. It's creative. Not everyone can do it. And it's hard and it's challenging. It's demanding, which makes you push even harder because you want to finish it. But I got into it because a lot of people ask me questions at the gym. I had like family members ask me questions, friends, like, how do you do this? Like, what do you eat? What's your diet look like? And then you see guys at the gym, like for 4 or 5 years straight, they don't get any bigger.
Yeah.
Or you get guys that are bulking and they're just eating pizza and tacos and like all this wrong stuff, and they're getting bigger in the wrong areas. So then there's these fad diets like Ozempic, like let's get cut here, let's take the diet pills. Right. Bodybuilding and fitness is 70% nutrition. Yeah. If you eat right, you look right. Just you take your base calories and just minus 500. That's easy as that. Carbs and sugar don't make you fat. If you're trying to gain muscle, 1.5 to 2 grams of protein. If you're trying to get big, I would do 4 grams of carbohydrates to every pound in your body. Because carbohydrates is carbohydrate, it hydrates your muscles. You're going to get bigger. Sugar doesn't matter. In moderation, your body needs sugar. That's, sure. Even I believe like, if I'm not wrong, your brain is even made up of carbohydrates. That's like the main thing of what it's made. So it makes everything better. I don't know. Is that true? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I think about too, just with the body, like you said, the body needs sugar. I think it comes down to the healthy sugars that we can have. So I'm huge with berries. Like I love my blueberries, raspberries. We have a garden out back, so I started growing my own. And in no way, place, or form to support the 3 of us, just because my daughter eats a pack of blueberries faster than we can grow them. But at the same time, just trying to load our bodies with those healthy type of sugars. And it's really helped me maintain my weight, fill me up in the right way without having these terrible snacks that after an hour of eating them or something of that nature, you're feeling 10 times more tired than when you put in your body before. So that crash is terrible. In your mind and kind of how you've seen your journey and with other people, is it different for everybody as far as what they need to put in their body, or have you seen kind of a commonality of what works for everybody?
Well, everyone's bodies are different, but for the most part, if you eat clean, you're going to look better and you're going to feel better. It all depends on what like your base calorie intake should be. A girl, 1,500. It depends like how tall you are. You figure that out. You can do it on a BMI calculator on your phone, and then you just kind of just go in a calorie deficit. But people just think you don't want to just minus your calories. You got to actually eat right. You're going to have your 6 to 8 ounces of chicken, your cup of rice, your protein in between, then you have your creatines and stuff like that. You want to have your avocados, your good fats. There you go.
Got my creatine right now, actually. So.
Like in the morning, I eat like egg whites, avocado, toast, simple. But then when I'm like bulking in the winter, like, right, you eat like 8 eggs. Yeah. Eggs are the greatest things. They hold every piece of vitamin on earth besides what's the sun have? Vitamin C?
A vitamin D. One of the two. Someone's going to listen to this and be like,
I can't believe I forgot.
And yell at their, but no. But
it has every vitamin. It's the most nutritious thing you put in your body.
Yeah.
You just eat a bunch of eggs. There was a 50s bodybuilder who ate 36 eggs a day and it's had the same effects as like D-ball.
Unbelievable.
Steroid. Those guys in the 50s, that's all they ate was eggs and salad.
And the craziest part is it's obviously all natural, and seeing that being not almost 175 years ago or whatever it is at this point, to be at that size with just something that you can get at the grocery store right across the street. The thing that I'm always curious about is like with the fad diets, as you were mentioning, or even what is the most updated information that they're pushing online or in the news or whatever the case may be. What do you think is the most common mistake that people make when it comes to getting in shape?
Well, they believe the media. Remember, like 10 years ago, it was like low fat.
Yeah.
Now everything says high protein.
Right.
Yeah. Low sugar. Low fat just means low calorie. If you minus the fat, you're going to minus the calories.
Right.
It's just fads. It's like, I think whatever like big box people want to push to make their money, that they're going to push it.
Yeah.
Even like these diet pills and like Ozempic's really big right now. Ozempic's horrible. It eats your muscle. You look like a meth head.
Yeah. I've seen some.
They just look like crap.
Yeah. There's, it's kind of a shame because it's people that want the end result, but they don't want to put without the work. And that is something that drives me nuts, is like, because we're in this world now of instant gratification where it's like you could hop on your phone, get an entire workout with ChatGPT or something like that in the snap of a finger. And it's like, oh, I got it. But to get the results that you want, it's not just taking a pill or doing something like that. It's incremental growth every day. It's exactly like what this brand that I'm building is all about, the 1% better every day, incremental growth every single day. And this isn't something new. There's books written on compounding habits over time and just building and building and building. But it really comes down to that. But like you said, these instant gratification fad diets are kind of what people get caught on. And that kind of plays into my next question that I had for you, is really what people struggle with staying consistent with fitness goals. We just approached the new year. I'm sure your gym was loaded with new people that you haven't seen before, and they're probably trailing off now with not
the first
showing
2
up.
weeks it hits hard.
So I'm always curious, like, why do people fall off, for one, and what is a good tip for them to stay on track?
Anything in life. I use 3 simple words, which is ambition, motivation, and drive. If you pick a goal, stick with it. Consistency is everything.
Yeah.
Like, even with like your injury, like if you had to stay consistent with getting up and getting better and going to the gym and walking. I remember my wife said she saw you trying to walk again down the hallway. Is that true? Like, you learn how to walk again?
It immediately, like, well, I was in a bed for almost 2 weeks, and it's like, doesn't sound like a long time, but like when you're just in a bed and you're not moving around and then you stand up, whether it's to take a piss or something like that, it's like you feel like a newborn to a degree. So when these people go through neck injuries or just spinal injuries or something like that, and they're learning how to walk again and just go through this, it's like you feel for them a little bit more. Luckily, I was fortunate enough that I was just off my feet for a little bit, but just walking down the hallway in the hospital was a big gain for me. Like, just turning and looking at the doctors, and I felt like that little kid, your kids or my kids, like when they first start walking and they're like looking at you, like, look what I'm doing. That's what I felt like walking down the hallway.
Pick an end goal. You have to have the ambition to want to do it. You have to have the motivation to want to do it, and then you have to have the drive to keep doing it. It's anything. If at work, or you want to write a book or write a song or make a band, or you just have to just stick with it. And the harder you work at it, the quicker your goal will come. You can do anything you want in the world. You just have to want it.
Yeah.
You can manifesting it even works. I manifested everything I wanted to do. It's just like manifesting is actually real. I actually believe in it. I thought about it to the point where I became totally obsessed with it. And I thought of nothing else besides that, 'cause I wanted to get it done. If I mentioned it to like a friend or family member, like, I'm going to write this. Yeah, sure you are. Oh, no, bet against me, dude. No, let's go. And I get it done in like record time. I don't know, I become crazy with this stuff.
What's your style? I don't know if style is the right word, but when you manifest something, like when you're in your head, in a good way, because people say don't get in your head. I think getting in your head could be a good thing. It's just what you're telling yourself. So when you decide on something, a goal, whatever it is, what's your process of how you go about it?
I think I'm a born overthinker as it is. I overthink things to the point of exhaustion. I think about the past and it affects how I feel right now. I think about the future affects how I feel. I try to pick a positive thing and just really kind of focus on. Like, now I just started grad school. So now I'm just like insanely each semester is 7 weeks. So you have all these chapters to do, but I'm trying to get it done in record time just because I'm.
What are you going for?
Do it. Dual MBA in business, finance and business analytics.
Incredible. Awesome.
Yeah, I just want to do finance bro stuff, getting like hedge funds and stuff.
Yeah. No, I think anything you set you just made this point earlier, and I'm a full-fledged believer in it. Anything you want to do and you set your mind to it, that's it. Like, you make the decision up. I saw this video a little while back of Will Smith before he went off the deep end. Like, it was kind of like when he was in his movie Every Year, and he's getting interviewed, and he just says, like, once I make the decision to do something, that's it. It's over. He's like, you guys just have to sit back and watch and wait for it to come. But once I make the decision up in my head, it's a wrap, and I'm just going to go.
I watch guys like that all the time. Like Shannon White, he's like, he's super into that. Like Conor McGregor. He's like, once he wanted to start, he knew Mike Tyson. All these guys, you just have it and just don't stop.
another thing I was curious about is with the manifestation is like, do you take notes, or I know that you were saying you watch the McGregors, the Tysons. Is there anything that goes into your process with creation? I think the books that you wrote is a great example. Like, what was that process going like to create that?
What, the fitness one or the children's book?
Honestly, both. I've written my book, but that was such an impromptu, like, was not planned.
Me
It
neither.
was, yeah. And I
I kinda
think that it's very interesting because I wanted to ask you about that because, like you said, I'm the only other author that you spoke
Yeah.
to, and vice versa. For me, it was I had a lot of anxiety and stress coming out of the hospital, and I had to channel that energy somehow because I can't work out, couldn't play with my daughter, couldn't go to the gym. Like, there was nothing. I'm going to lose my mind if I don't like channel this energy somewhere. And I just began typing like a madman. But what was it like for you, like in your process?
I think the fact that I overthink so much, I really overthink. I think about like past stuff, like, and I just like dwell on it. And then I'm like, I got to get my mind off this stuff. So I just started just writing at like work or just whatever, or even at home. Kristen, my wife, didn't even know. She's like,
Yeah.
you're writing a book. I was like, oh yeah. And I was like, well, I got like half of like my next one. Well, half of my notes done for like my next one. I just would just sit there and just scribble and just go writing. And then I would just remember how people would ask me things, and then I would just put it. I don't really, it just happened. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I would just start writing and writing and writing, and then I would like forget about something, and I would come back to it a couple of weeks and be like, oh yeah, and I'll write notes. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh crap, I got to write that down.
I did the same thing.
So I don't forget it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like something in a dream, like somebody was like, yo, you forgot about this. I was like, write it down. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Or just even like walking around somewhere, I was like, put like it in like notes in my phone. It's like, just type it down. Then I would just elaborate on it, and then things just come into my head. And the dieting and like, that's all easy. Anyone can figure that out. You got to just, I don't know. But like the children's book one, that was like I was a little kid. Me and my dad, I was probably like 6 or 7. So he was going to write it. I was going to draw it. But then as life goes, you kind of just like fade off of it. But then he died in 2022 from COVID. So then right after that, I was like, I got to finish this. So then no one knew. So I just wrote it, and then I went on like Fiverr, and I had somebody like make like the cover,
Yeah.
like the illustrations, stuff like that. And then I put it all together, and then shipped it up to Amazon, did the little KDP thing, and the sizing. I'm sure you did that too.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we used to get shore houses in Wildwood with her family, and then so I put her sister's kids in it too. So I had all my 2 kids and her 2 kids. So I was like, so I said, I got a little announcement. I did this. And then I was like, they're like, wait, what? Where did this come from? And then I had it like next to my dad's ashes. I was like, here you go. I gave him like the first copy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you feel, I'll reflect with myself and then go to you with this real quick. When I was writing the book, I felt that it was almost like a higher power. It was like pulling it out of me.
Yeah.
Like the information and everything that it was just flowing. Like I didn't feel like I had maybe full-time authors deal with writer's block and things like that, but I felt like I didn't hit writer's block one time just because I don't do this all the time. So it was just like, like, there was no expectations. It was just like, just go. Did you feel the same? And did you feel even with Terry the Tuna, did you feel that like your pops was part of it?
Just didn't stop. That's what I mean. Like, I don't even know how it happened.
Yeah.
It was like, I guess like you guys get like Stephen King like that. They've been writing hundreds of books. They have to like go to vacation and like release and like,
right.
Like clear your mind. Like it just is all new to me. So I just, boom, just came out. And then all of a sudden I was like 134 pages. I was like, whoa. It's like, where did this even come from? I was like, how long is yours? Yours is up to 150, 160 pages?
Yeah, it's well, it depends on it depends on the copy. Like if it's the paperback, I think it's 210 or something like that. But the way I set up the book is for, as we were talking about earlier, instant gratification. I wanted to set up this book to where it's almost like a 1% better like approach to reading, because everybody talks about like, I don't have time to read. It's so difficult to read. And I do agree with that, especially the more you get older with responsibility with children, your job, or any endeavors that you're pushing or doing. Like it really is tough to sit down and just shut your mind off and read something. So the book, like the way I tried to set it up was like chunks. Like you have your chapters, but then within the chapters, there's these subheaders to where it's like, oh, I can read this page and feel like I accomplished something. Like I got a part of the book done. And then you can read a couple more of those, or one or two. And it's just like, I'm reading the book. I'm reading the book. And before you know it, you're like at the end. So I tried to make it as digestible as possible to where it's almost like reading a text message from one of your buddies. Like someone sends you an inspiring text message or something. It's like, I like that. You read it and then you're on your way to something else. So it wasn't intentional to do that though. It was kind of just like, I was just thinking, I'm like, how would I want to read my own book? Like if I didn't write it, so to speak.
Yeah.
We were talking about just being in the gym, and obviously with writing the books and everything, I feel like habits play a huge part in what you do, what we do, in anything we put our minds to. What habits are most essential for you when it comes to your success with both business and fitness?
Staying busy. Mostly, if I get any free time, I start slacking off. Like, I don't think I can ever work at home, because as soon as I give out like a 10-minute break, I'll go to the TV, and before I know it, like I'm watching 4 episodes of Ancient Aliens on History Channel. Well, I stay busy because I friends and family are like, oh, I don't have time to go to the gym. Like, you do. You just watched 5 Philly games this week. You can watch 5 3-hour Phillies games, but you can't spend 45 minutes at the gym. Come on.
Totally.
I'm like, I like to stay busy, so I go to work full time. I go to school full time. I go to the gym full time, waking the kids up to go to school, picking them up, running them all around. I'm like, but the busier I am, the happier I am, because my mind's just constantly going, and I don't have time to even be tired.
Yeah. So you're
Saturdays
in go
and
mode.
Sundays is when I'll take it down on a Sunday, just chill out. Other than that, I'm just go.
Do you ever feel burnout?
Yeah, by Thursday or Friday, I'm pretty burnt out. Like,
Okay.
I'm kind of just like on robot mode sometimes, because my mind's just now at school, I'm just constantly just worrying about other things now. And then,
Right.
and even like doing Instagram stuff, like, yeah, I was starting to like run out of ideas for videos. No, I'm going to start back up in the summer, because that's when you start cutting. You know, then I'll just get started in March, and I'll probably do like a day one and then just follow through like every day or 3 times a week, and watch progress and do like meal prepping and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. There's all kinds of stuff you can do.
We experience the same seasons. You're in Jersey, I'm in Pennsylvania, or right outside of Philadelphia. So we experience the same weather and everything as far as the seasons of life, so to speak. But I think the same thing just goes for anybody. How does your seasons work? How you approach your year in the beginning of the year? What's it like? And then like you said, getting shredded for summer, like how has it evolved?
I kind of always did it the same around March.
Yeah.
Well, can you talk about steroids?
I don't care.
I start pushing like the cutting stuff, like the 500 milligrams to Sustanon, the Anavar, the Winstrol, the T3, and so I start with all the cutting.
Yeah.
So I want to be good by Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's, when you unveil your shirt, because I don't want to look like an idiot on the beach besides the paleness. And then in like the winter, like right now, I'm kind of just doing more heavier stuff like Trembling and Nalgene phenylpropionate, just to build the muscle up. And then I used to bulk like big time, like have like 5,000 calorie Friday, like eat all this crap, and no way, dude. I just do like 2,500 max.
Yeah.
Just the feeling of being full just makes me sick to my stomach now. I hate that. I like the hunger sucking into my stomach, feeling like it's eating itself. I'm like, yeah, there we go. But I'm hungry, but I like the way because back then I was always 20 years old. You're a college kid. I was drinking like 30 packs of beer, hanging out at my frat house and stuff like that. Now, if I had like one beer, my stomach bloats out. So I have to do mixed drinks. Can't do it. It's just vodka. I don't know what it is now. I don't know. Krista thinks I have a gluten allergy. She's it's like I just bloat, like it's like felt like a bike pump.
Well, I think healthy also is subjective to everybody. It's like, what are your goals? What are you trying to be? Some people are like, they don't want to be cut. I mean, I think it just comes down to your aspirations of what you want to do. But I do think a lot of people hit these plateaus of getting on that journey. Do you ever hit those plateaus or those moments that you're like, where do I go from here?
Yeah, like the first time I did 500 pounds on the press or chest press. I was so excited about that. It's on Instagram. I was like, dude, I can't believe I just did a quarter ton. And then I threw 10 pounds on each side, which is only 20 pounds more. But mentally, that was like an extra like 100. I was like, oh, okay, I couldn't get it up. I even did the 500 pounds on a shoulder press. I did it like 3 times. I thought my shoulder was going to tear off, but I just wanted to try it. I like to do, that was like my whole thing, like just lift a lot of weights and just put up as much weight as you can. Because yeah, cool, you can like do the motions like, look, I'm lifting biceps. Well, like, yo, let's lift 60-pound biceps correctly though, or let's throw up a quarter ton on your chest and see what happens.
I briefly hit on playing football. I know that you've done semi-pro football.
Oh, yeah.
What's that been like? I have so many questions around that.
That was the A7FL. You ever hear of that?
Yeah.
So it's like the no pads, no helmet, 7 style rugby football with American football rules. I don't know. I was just watching Instagram. I was like, yo, they're having tryouts. I was like, dude, I'm going to do it. 40 years old. We're going to, with half the guys on my team were like D1 football players, like in the off season. There were some pros. There was like a Green Bay Packers, like practice squad guy, a couple of Jets guys on my team. I was like, what am I doing here? I'm like, this is no way. I ended up starting a couple of times. I got a cool poster. We knocking this dude out. Nice. It was great. It was basically like rugby.
I've thought about this with the NFL, like where they're trying to push protection, limit concussion, CTE, all these things. And I'm thinking, take the helmets out completely. Mm-hmm. Take them out, because when you have that protection, your psyche tells you, I can use this as a weapon, or I can do more because I have this. You take it away, there might be more shoulder injuries and things like that. But the brain, as we both know, with RY's working on neuro units, is it's arguably the most important organ in our bodies. So it's to limit that. Did you ever see any head injuries through what you were doing, or anything?
Maybe like the random ones. Usually it's just like a rugby hit. You put your shoulder in your waist, you sweep their legs out.
Right.
You're not putting your head in the chests. Even like the NFL now, like their shoulder pads, even the linemen look like they're wearing quarterback shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Remember the guys back in the 90s, the big pads and the neck rolls? Mm-hmm. Whatever happened to that? Now, like, I don't even know if I could take a hit wearing those little tiny things.
Lawrence
These guys
Taylor
are 300
style.
pounds and they're wearing like, it looks like shoulder pads on a suit.
I'm curious with how did it evolve you then going into as a 40-year-old playing sports? Did you see the game slower, or what was it like?
Oh yeah, I still feel the same. Inside I feel like I'm 18.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a little sore. Like on Mondays I would go to work, my arms all wrapped up because I was a nose guard. So I would like just because there's no shoulder pads to grab onto and throw. So you just kind of just knock it,
Yeah.
And I would just start impacting my elbow after a while. So I just wanted to see if I could do it first off. So I went to the combine and I made the team. I was like, this is crazy. Doing the 40, I tore my calf right off the bat. I was like, damn, I'm out. And just like, so then before that, we were doing like pass coverage stuff.
Yeah.
And I was laying these dudes out and they're like, I got a call. I was like, you made the New Jersey Hawks. I was like, what? Even with a calf tear, I was like, sick. Then I just went in and it was intense. The first time I went to a game, there was a game ending. I was like, watch. I was like, there's no way. So dudes are getting like body slammed and stuff, and like just stiff armed. And I was like, dude, what the? And all these guys, I seen the guys on my team, they're like 22, 23, 26. I was like, could be their dad. I was like, oh no, I'm not the coach, bro. I'm your nose guard.
How many people were on the team?
There was a lot. Maybe like 25.
But I love the concept of no pads, or like similar to the rugby style setup, but with American football rules. Mm-hmm. Before I let you go, I'm curious what's on the horizon for 2025. What are your plans? Anything exciting? I know you're going and getting your master's right now.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly inspiring to hear all the things that you've done. and are continuing to do?
My thing is just I want to be better than the year before. So if I did this last year, I want to do this year. So I'm going to graduate with 2 MBAs. And then BlackRock is, if you ever heard of BlackRock, they come. So they offer a 2-year rotation of analysts, so business or financial analysts. I'd love to get in there. And then I eventually want to go get into Harvard to do finance with accounting, take classes at Harvard to get there. So, and then my end goal, it's a little weird, but is to eventually, I don't even know if I want to say, it's kind of out there. Like I want to either run for Congress or Senate in the long run.
Nothing is out there. Like,
yeah, why not? I don't
exactly. To your point, why not? Do whatever you want. Like you said earlier, manifesting things. People laughing at me that I do a podcast now. I don't give a fuck. Like, this is what I'm passionate about. If you're passionate about anything, you do it. Like, there's no flinch even with you even saying that to me. Like,
oh yeah, I thought we were live. That's right. We're not live.
No. But yeah, like that's awesome. And I think that just goes for everybody that loves to listen to this, and it's going to grow more and more. They want to know that they can aspire and do anything if they put their mind to it. That's really what this is all about.
What about you? What's next for you?
Yeah, just in short, to answer your question, I just want to keep building this and helping as many people out and giving them a positive message of how to be better, and having people like you on here and other folks too that can just inspire people to be a better version of themselves.
That's awesome.
Yeah. How can we support you moving forward?
Oh, you can go on Amazon, check out the books.
Oh, I got mine on the way.
Follow me on Instagram. There'll be more content coming out in the summer as soon as I get my stuff going. But
totally.
It'll be great.
Well, there's going to be a ton of content with this too coming out, and it'll be coming out as we're approaching the summer months too, which is great for anybody that's looking to be inspired and grow. But last question I have for you: what does 1% better mean to you?
I just want to be better than the last year. So if that could be 10 times better or 1% better, it's still better than last year, last night, yesterday, last month. Just get better. Just don't sit around. Laziness kills ambition. Get your ass up and just go. Figure out a way. And I always think to myself, I like to do all these things as like, make them wish that they were nicer to you. Like so I'm going to get into like real estate and all this other stuff. So, or I may be a senator one day or a real famous author, that like whoever doubted me in the past, they're going to wish that they knew me or that they were nicer. Oh, that could be weird to say, but sometimes, like you're kind of like, I should have been, burnt that bridge real quick. Sorry.
Hey.
That's some talking to people in the past, like high school stuff.
It's important.
Even some family members. I don't know.
Yeah. It's all part of the growth and the journey, and that's what makes it special is these seasons of life and the growth that we go through. Thank you for coming on this. And I had a ton of takeaways, and I know our listeners are going to get it too. Definitely want to have you back on as your journey continues and you have more stuff that you're rolling out, because you're not slowing down anytime soon. That's for sure. So, Dominick, thanks again for coming on 1% Better. And everybody else, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.